That's actually the most important part is who knows you, you know?
Yeah, it's not what you know, but who you know.
Yeah, no, it's not even that. It's who knows you. It's
Okay.
not what you know. It's not who you know. It's who knows you.
Who knows me. Yeah, he's at the end of the day, $120,000. That's the biggest rule. It's just volume. Just put it out there.
And now a word from our sponsor. The People's Tiny House Festival is the nation's largest gathering of simple living, featuring van conversions, bus conversions, and tiny houses, of course. Catch the event in Loveland, Colorado, July 16th and 17th at the Ranch Events Complex. Get your tickets at peoplestinyhousefestival.com/tickets. Our next sponsor is Sheath Underwear. Sheath Underwear has a pouch for the boys. It is everyday underwear for every man. 100% money back on the first pair if you don't like it. Visit sheathunderwear.com and enter the code COSBP20 to get 20% off your order. Our next sponsor is Planet Duct. Planet Duct offers astronomical air duct cleaning with the most powerful vacuum trucks in Colorado. They have taken air duct cleaning to a new intergalactic level that is far more powerful and proactive than any on the market in El Paso County or Southern Colorado. Reach out to Planet Duct for any of your air duct cleaning needs. Recon Marketing is the fastest growing social media agency in Colorado. Recon focuses on becoming an extension of your business while providing social media management, review management, and digital marketing. Recon Marketing, putting you on the radar. And now let's get back to the show. Welcome back to the COS Business Podcast, the #1 podcast in Colorado Springs. My name is Andrew Hasley, and I'm the host of the show. Today, I'm sitting here again for the third time. You were like the 6th episode, I think, 6th or 8th, something like that. Maybe the 7th, I don't know.
And this is like 200 and like something?
No, 159. Close.
And I haven't posted my first one yet,
Yes.
so it's like much respect.
Yeah, man. And sitting here with Jeff Sprott. I didn't even say her name yet. Owner of Red Oak Roof Plus Solar. That's kind of the new brand, right?
Yeah, a little bit of a pivot. We decided to, less is more is really the idea. I was going to go crazy wearing 30 hats. So we really tried to dial things back. So we're focusing on roofing and solar. We
Elimination is important, you know, and that's, I think, how you're able to get to those bigger points is when you got to realize what you got to eliminate, you know, first before you even do any other kinds of things, you know. That's a lot of things that I think gets overlooked a lot of times. People forget it's not what more you can do, it's what less you can do, you know. And
I mean, you're going
that's
through this.
important.
You're kind of going through the same thing right now.
I am, yeah.
A lot of your social media I've been seeing putting out there has been great when you're like, I'm really just stop stressing about this and that, and it's just the work is just there. There's a ton of it there. So that's same for you, right? Less is more.
Yeah, I mean that's going to be my next piece of content, actually.
Okay.
I should do a video on that, you know. And I'm going with like the reels and the TikTok style things. I'm going with more natural settings, not focus on too much of production, just, you know, recording it on the phone. I think that's kind of what works well for reels. I mean, they both work in producing it well. Also, I mean, that's becoming more popular too.
I got to get out of my own head. So much time. So I was
man.
watching I watched Alex Hormozy. Heard that guy?
Yeah, dude. We were just talking about him.
Legit.
Actually, I was in Vegas, and I remember hearing him on a podcast say that he goes to this one restaurant downtown every single night. And so around dinner time, right when I finished at the event, I ran over there and checked it out and like was hoping to run into him, but I didn't know. But it was worth a shot, you know. When Jordan Peterson was in town, I know he eats meat only, and I was like, I should have went to the famous steakhouse because he's probably like, oh, look at this. We got a steakhouse here.
That's a pretty good impression right there, actually. So,
I practiced.
well, how many nights were you there? You were there a couple nights, right?
Just like 3 nights, yeah.
Okay. Did you go all 3 nights?
I was actually working the other 2 nights, so yeah.
Should have a spotter or something. If you
Right?
see it, let me know. I'm coming straight on.
I wanted to get that content, even if it was like a photo or something. You know, that would have been baller.
Well, so
Yeah, why'd
Alex
you bring him up?
Hormozy, he said, I paid Grant Cardone $120,000 device, and this is what he told me.
Yeah.
And he was just like, dude, it's a volume game, bro. That's really what it is. Just put it out. Keep putting it out there because
Consistency.
I'm my biggest enemy. I'll sit there and try to be a perfectionist if it's not funny or if it doesn't pertain to something.
Yeah.
And really, I just need to speak my mind and put it out there. Less production stuff. It doesn't have to be perfect.
I almost
right?
redid that video and didn't do it because there's dog hair all over my shirt. Because I just flew in, got back into town, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care. I'm going to leave the dog hair shirt.
And that's the thing. We overestimate what people think about us. I gotta let go of that.
Did you even notice the dog hair?
No, I never
Exactly.
noticed the dog hair. No, are you kidding me? No. We're like, he's got dog hair.
It was
This
a
guy's
lot, though. It
clown
looked like
operation over here. What are you doing, man? Start over. No. No.
Exactly. And that's kind of, a lot of, like you said, a lot of times that does, people, that's what holds people back. And Gary Vee, the reason why he says that so much, he says people are, caring too much about what people judge how people judge them. And that's the reason why he's saying that, is because that's what the obstacle and the question he gets the most when people are like, I don't want to upload content, or it's too hard to upload content.
Yeah, he's at the end of the day, $120,000, that's the biggest rule. It's just volume. Just put it out there. And as I'm saying this, I kind of rapid fired a couple different things last night, but I hadn't posted a couple weeks. Then I felt bad, and I just want to put some stuff out there. And for me, it's just like, let's just have fun.
Yeah. And that's only if you desire, to make a bunch of content, and like if that's the avenue, there's other methods to grow a business as well. If that's why you're doing it. Some people do it as their own business. I actually want to lean into more of being a content creator than anything. And I think over the next few months, that's what I'm going to really dial up, including this podcast. And just excited about really diving back into that, because that was the main reason why I got into video production in the first place, was to create my own content and, be a content creator and make my own business through that,
You're doing it.
Yeah, I am actually, in a way, in a roundabout way.
And now you're getting spread a little thin.
Yeah.
To go to Vegas here and there. It's not like the first time. You're kind of,
yeah.
Oh, Andrew's in Vegas again. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
That's cool. There he is. Okay.
Yeah.
The Snapchat or the TikTok in the plane and stuff. So
I definitely got to document, and I just don't understand why more people don't post pictures from the plane. The world is so beautiful from up there.
It is. I think some people think it's cliche. I know I think so.
Yeah,
cliche.
yeah.
Like no one wants to see my picture of the
I don't care.
flying
I love
up there.
them.
But now it's like,
I was shooting it in RAW. I was like editing in Lightroom. I was
do
like
it.
taking it seriously.
You do you.
I
I'll
wish I
do
found
me.
out Lightroom
Listen,
on the
do that.
phone is just as good as on the computer. And I did all my work in Vegas. I said, I'm going to leave my laptop and do all my work. I edited photos. I did a video all on my phone. There's this new app, fuck InShot. I used to use InShot.
Wait, you left your laptop completely and
Yeah,
you just
completely.
did everything
Everything
on
on my phone,
Is this
editing
like an
and everything.
experiment or something? You're like,
No, I
should just
tested it
do
out, but I really wanted
Yeah.
to see if I could do it on my phone. And Lightroom on the phone is just as, it gives you all the
different
tools
tools.
that Lightroom on your computer has. But it's even more intuitive because you can slide it and you can feel it, and the screen's lit. How
Okay,
most people are going to see it. So it's like that was one app, and I used to use InShot until I found this other app called CapCut. In CapCut, I can do the crazy thing. I may not even need Premiere Pro anymore, to be honest. Like, it's so crazy. And what's another crazy thing about it is it's completely free. No watermarks, no advertisements. It's just free. But the catch is, if you don't like TikTok, it's made by the same company that made TikTok. And some people don't want to put TikTok on their phone.
I mean, yeah, exactly. You do you, we'll do, us and that type of thing. But I was just looking up content was saying, if you're not doing this thing, you're really failing your social media. And it's like you do your post on TikTok, but then you put it through this filter that takes the TikTok watermark off of it. And then I could upload it to Shorts, upload it to everything, to stories and stuff like that. So I was literally just working on a flowchart yesterday to go, okay, because I like the TikTok, right? But I don't want to have to sit there and post here and here and here and here. So, but I still need to set up a system for that.
Yeah. And there is in a way, but a lot of the software, actually, the automated software, when it comes to Reels and it comes to maybe YouTube Shorts, maybe not, maybe that could be automated. But I know when it came to Reels, it wouldn't actually post it, but it would send you a reminder saying it's 11 o'clock, post it. So you'd have to go in there and actually manually do it still, which
so
is
it's
kind of
built-in kind of timing.
built-in timing system essentially for those. But you can automate on other ways, maybe even on YouTube, maybe
Zapier or something like that, or scheduling on. There's just so many things.
Yeah, there's Loomly, there's Zapier,
Absolutely.
there's Buffer, there's Hootsuite, there's
a ton of stuff. So.
Yeah. There's probably a newer one that's better that we don't know of yet. They just haven't got enough marketing. I don't know.
This is true. But then there's always the same app that they've redo in 3 different ways that's a knockoff, and they're trying to trick you into be like, oh, buy our app. I'm like, well, look at those reviews. How many reviews is there? There's 3,000 reviews, but then the next one's got 37,000. It's almost 5-star. That's probably the right app, the one with the most.
Possibly, yeah.
But I don't know. Read the reviews.
Every app started at 30 reviews.
This is true.
Or had 30 reviews at one point.
Absolutely. So.
Yeah, man, that's cool. Yeah. I mean, I love all that stuff and the content, and I'm glad you're into it. I know you've always been into it. That's how when I first met you, you had a gimbal in your hand. It's like I want to go talk to this guy.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm more of an amateur, kind of, a tinker just by design. This is kind of how I'm built. When I was a kid, I would take things apart. I wouldn't know how to put them back together, but then I learned how to put them back together.
Exactly.
And then it was just kind of from there. I always like tinkering with stuff. So
were your parents always mad at you for breaking stuff?
Yeah, I mean, one of my youngest memories is when I hit a nail into the AC go pss, 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 and I hit a nail into it as a little guy. I don't know, so again, breaking stuff, but then eventually I learned how to fix stuff. And
that's how you learn how to fix stuff, is by breaking it, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's a lot with a lot of that could be an analogy. We're gonna pull that as a quote and put your face on it, dude.
Break it. I'll break it to learn how to fix it. That's also probably one of my biggest things is I just tend to over-engineer things. So again, with pulling back on the trades, it's like, let's just keep things simple. Don't overcomplicate things, and we're starting to go in that right direction. It's just a lot of work, no matter what. So, but yeah.
Yeah, man. So the new brand. What made you come up with the new brand?
Well, it's the same logo and all that good stuff. Instead of Red Oak exteriors, it's Red Oak Roof Plus Solar. So basically, we pulled back from all the other trades so we can focus on the roofing, and we partnered with Solarized Solar. Okay. Yeah. So they actually handle all of our solar stuff. I don't even know how I was doing it. Honestly, when I look back, I was literally doing everything: CAD drawings, design, permitting, licensing, everything. And I still have all that capability to do it, but we can do much more because we have offloaded some of that and have a good company like that, So they actually handle so much stuff, like proposals, design, permitting, all that stuff. Which allows us to have a much better customer experience, to give that to our customers. But then focusing on the roofing side of things, it's been year 2022. Insurance carriers have been, difficult at minimum. And we're getting there with everything that needs to be there. It's just kind of slow though. Instead of approval taking 1 month, it's taking like 4 months. Oh, wow. Yeah. Really long. We're still working on claims from the December 2021 claim that aren't settled yet because... Yeah.
How do your clients feel about that?
It's difficult. It's really frustrating, and I understand. I get it, but it's, we got to have a team effort. And literally, here's the other thing. Every insurance carrier is different. Everyone has their own little quirky way to communicate with them. What's the best way to do this? And it's always shifting. It's like a moving target. So we're constantly learning, and we're filtering with groups on Facebook. We're waiting for the latest trick to kind of get in touch, to get a response back and stuff. It's, you can't give up, because they'll have the homeowner convinced, well, that's it. Well, we did the best we could, let's just, get on with things. And I'm like, no, whatever that example is, say if it was, our quote was say for $15,000 to do a roof, and they're coming in at like 9, and then we get them to 10 and then to 12, and they're like, okay, that's it. And I'm like, no, we can still, and then we get them to 14. Okay, let's do it.
Okay. So you know how to get the best that you can, when an insurance carrier is kind of just, not completely, trying their hardest. And so that maybe if we just try, you help fight for your clients, it sounds like.
Yeah. We're protectors preparing for hail and rising electric bills. Our passion is to restore homes without compromise to pre-storm condition and defend against rising electric bills. Booyah!
you got it down, man.
So it's really like we're looking out for homeowners because they believe their agent, and believe it or not, your agent's a great guy. Like some of my best friends are, agents, It has nothing to do with the agent, completely disconnected to the actual claim process. That's cool if you've been with them for 30 years or whatever, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the carrier is going to take care of things. And so it's a little confusing for the customer sometimes, and there has to be a really big trust factor there. We're convicted. We have conviction about this whole process, and we know when we're spinning our wheels and wasting our time, when we're not. So we just got to stay strong and keep your head up a lot of times. But I love it, and that's where all my content's been coming from too.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I mean, have you talked about insurance carriers or anything on your content?
Yeah, a lot of it is we are encouraging people. So if you have like a bad situation where your roofer's saying my roof should be approved, and there's, I bet, tens of thousands of them right now in Colorado Springs from that windstorm, where the homeowner doesn't know what to believe. Do I believe my contractor or my insurance? Well, if they're already proven some work, one of the biggest things to get things moving along is filing a complaint with DORA, Department of Regulatory Agency of Colorado. So every state has this DORA department, and they're the ones in charge with keeping these big multi-billion-dollar insurance companies in line. If nobody files any complaints, then nothing's going to change.
Okay.
So we have actually had some really good progress with that. And you can't go filing a claim if there ain't nothing there, though. You know what I mean? It's like, if it's there, if it's legitimate. But we're dealing with things just like they're just straight ignoring us. They just won't call us back. Act like they didn't get the email. Or they'll call you back and leave a voicemail and they won't put it in writing or something. So it's really hard to kind of track what's going on and stuff. But yeah, I'm all about that, talking about that. And we're working through a process now where we're going to be financing homeowners as long as they're approved with their roof. And then at that point, and this is kind of all lingo and stuff, I don't want to nerd out too hard, but it's cost incurred at that point. And so as long as it's a reasonable price, I can't just go charging like I want to retire on a roof. It's got to be reasonable. And then it's cost incurred. They have to pay it minus the deductible. Okay. So that's a new avenue we're going to be going down, especially I feel like we're going to get a big hailstorm this year. I could be wrong. We're still getting tons of wind.
Did we get one last year?
We haven't gotten any real hail in a while. So speaking of that, okay, and after the 2018 storm that hit, I mean, that's where the animals died in Cheyenne, a mountain zoo, all that good stuff. It got up to over 750 local registered roofers, licensed roofers in El Paso County. Oh, wow. Okay, at Pikes Peak Regional. And
that's how it does, though, when hailstorms happen. Yeah,
it goes up like crazy. Now we're down to, I think it's the last time I took just under 200.
Well, where did they all go?
Ain't no money right now. There ain't no storm, nothing going on. Trust me, they'll come back if a big storm hits. Yeah. But us local guys, we're just doing the best we can and working in our local market. So it's a roller coaster ride, in this industry. But I'm excited either way, just to kind of.
How do you mitigate the roller coaster? How do you make it not as intense?
Offering financing to customers.
Okay.
We are working, and so. A lot of there's not a ton of companies that are solar and roofing. Even going through our rebranding and stuff, I've thought about, what do I do? Do I split this up? Man, it's complicated. What are we? Are we a roofing company? Are we a solar company? And we're kind of both. So now it's my job to kind of bridge the two. There's two different kinds of work here. You have retail work and then you have insurance claim work. I'm trying to bridge that gap there. So if it's an insurance claim, we can still finance it and charge just regular retail pricing to make everything go nice and smooth. And then we combine everything together. So we can do like a solar reflective shingle. So that's just a high efficiency roofing shingle, reflects like 20% of the sun's rays, and then a good ventilation system. So roof ventilation is so huge, and a lot of roofers just skip over it, don't care. But we pair like a solar reflective roof with a good ventilation system with a solar system on top of it. And now you've got it's called bifacial solar panels. It means that, the majority of the energy is going to hit the top of the black part of the panel. But they're also designed that when it reflects off the roof, it can still absorb the sun from the reflection off there. And so it means you've got a panel that's hitting from the top and bouncing off and getting energy from the bottom. So you could get
nice. Okay.
maybe 10% extra or something. Combine that with a high efficiency roofing system, ventilation system up there, and you're talking major energy savings here. You know, so just working on that, marrying all that together, and it's I just had to be more patient because it does take a little bit of time. We're still drafting up the new, web page and stuff. It's really kind of the same. We're just going to, dumb it down to take off all those other trades. And
a more simpler version. That's kind of a trend I noticed for 2022 websites is really smooth and simple and round.
Yeah. I mean, what you're saying? I mean, you work with a lot of different businesses and stuff. And what are you hearing from the different business owners? Are they trying to simplify things or automation and things like that are coming into play? Or
well, I mean, what like on their website or specifically?
Sure. I guess. Yeah. I guess in general, website. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I haven't really done a deep dive on a bunch of them, but I've noticed a few. And I noticed. When I was rebuilding my website, that's kind of what I was seeing for the trends of 2022. Kind of just more simple, easy website, and that's kind of simple is always the best.
Kiss, keep it simple, stupid.
But there's just from a design side, I noticed some specific things, just looking at it. But no, I mean, I don't know. I mean, every business is different, so you would hear different things, like some people. Actually, I know someone who's just kind of take a step back a little bit, and me myself, I'm not necessarily simplifying things, but I am trying to figure out what are my biggest levers and eliminate the smallest levers. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do. But
figuring out what those vices are or whatever's slowing you down, how you can be a little bit more efficient.
No, yeah, definitely always trying to automate, but first I'm trying to eliminate and then automate and then delegate. Yeah. And automation and delegation they're very similar, but I mean, there's a reason why they're different, Automation's where it's like no human involved. Delegation where there's a human involved.
Yep.
But
what did I say? That's called analysis, paralysis by analysis.
Yeah, paralysis analysis.
Yeah, so I find myself doing that now, but I kick myself and I remind myself all the time, like, dude, get at it. It's okay if this zap doesn't work just right. Just get back on over, do what you got to do.
A zap?
Yeah, Zapier,
Oh, Zapier. Okay.
Yeah, Zapier. Zapier?
I've
heard it said a bunch of different ways.
Yeah, I mean, just every time you say it 3 times differently, so you can't be wrong.
Zapier, and Zapier.
Yeah. I mean, that helps automate things. Things like Zapier.
Mm-hmm. Are you using that?
Is that like a team platform where it kind of puts everything in one spot?
So like we
or
have
is it like Monday?
It's like it connects all the different software. So we have our CRM with its pipe drive, and then that connects to QuickBooks, and then that also connects to PandaDocs, which is our document signing stuff, which also connects to our company cam, which is all of our photos. In Zapier, so whenever something happens in pipe drive, it'll go, oh, we'll do this, and it does this communication in between them. And it'll just start a contract, or now as soon as my customer signs a contract, it automatically makes an invoice in QuickBooks. I don't have to do it at all. And then
it's like it knows how to operate the software automatically.
Yes, it says do the if this then that kind of situation.
You're programming all your stuff. Yeah, automate. Yeah, that's cool. I got to try that out. I didn't know about that actually.
So then I've got another. I mean, like pipe drive. Forever. If you're shopping for a CRM out there, man, pipe drive, man, it's the jam.
Okay.
Yeah. We can do a little thing where I just do an update in a particular field, and then it sets a calendar reminder, sends an email to the customer, and sends an email to the manager of the job that says, hey, this is what's going on, and it goes boom, boom, boom. So it really skips like 9 steps, but it's just like done.
That's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to automate everything. I mean, eliminate and automate, and delegate. I'm trying to do all 3 of them. One thing I was thinking just earlier is I need to take all of my bills throughout the month because they're just scattered and pay them all in one day. I don't have to think about it anymore. Just like get that done, and try maybe 1 or 2 days, maybe split it in half. I don't know.
We do. For the company, we do it once a week. Wednesday mornings, the accounting meeting, just go over things, see what we have coming in, what we have going out to kind of keep track of that stuff. And then for the personal stuff is more just like monthly, boom, boom, boom. but yeah, there's a flow chart. Have you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know what a flow chart is, but
well, I tried Lucid. I think it's called Lucid flow charts, but then I found one. It's called, I think it's just called Flowchart. It's like a plugin for G Suite.
nice.
And it's free.
Hell yeah.
And it's super nice, super easy to use. And so I'm pretty much geeking out on that. So then you can say, hey, when this happens, then it goes here, and then that happens, and so on.
Okay.
And then you can really start to break down the process of things and delegating.
Yeah, because if you have that exact thing, that's where the delegation comes in, building that stuff. Yeah, I was learning some stuff about that. Yeah. That's how you go from little fish to big fish, is by focusing on those three things, I think.
Yep. I just find myself going back and reanalyzing it and looking at it, or I find a major problem, and I kind of rework it. But I think we've had some, significant progress lately. So, let me know if you ever want to delve into that more, because I do like that stuff. I mean, it's fun for me to do that.
I want to delve into it more right now.
Yeah. Well, so I have a degree in network security. Okay. I was in IT, and, I just got tired of looking at computer screens all day long. And then my buddy was like, dude, I made like $20,000 this month selling roofs in Minnesota. And I was like, okay, let's go. And I packed up my stuff from Texas and moved to Minnesota.
Straight north.
Yep. And then that's just how we got into it. But I was always the guy helping out with the IT, fixing the computers and stuff, and the phones and stuff. So that's always been, part of my MO.
Yeah.
And now that, of course, I own my own company, that I definitely I like automating and getting that stuff as much as possible. So what are you using right now for like document signing and stuff like that?
I use HoneyBooks. I have the Adobe Suite, so if I ever want to do it somewhere, I can create a PDF and add signature stuff, and it'll automate.
The Adobe DC stuff.
It's got a built-in signature thing, DocuSign kind of thing.
I bet HoneyBooks does too, right?
Yeah,
I think it does, because of my QuickBooks does. I haven't really utilized that much, but I was thinking about that. I really should.
Yeah. Well, I got HoneyBooks, and I got the software that comes with my Adobe Suite. So that's what I use for documents.
But usually for you, it's just an invoice too, though.
Sometimes it is just an invoice. Yeah, it really depends. But most of the time I do send a contract. I try to, at least.
You send it on over, and then I know with our stuff, it's just like,
Yeah, I don't ever sign a contract, but dude, you're my first client ever, and you're my longest, not first client ever, but longest standing client.
We go back, man. Yeah. We do go back, man. It's been
one of the top five, one of the first five, at least, somewhere in there.
Yeah, well, I needed a D-Rock in my life, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that was it, Is D-Rock still doing it with Gary Vee?
He is. Actually, they recently just started doing the weekly V. He kind of like stepped away from a lot of his content until about a month ago. He's like,
Gary did or
Gary did.
Gary did. Okay.
He still was doing content, but not like at the level he was. And he kind of in the last month has jumped back on that horse, and he's been doing the weekly V. So I think the D-Rock's back. Kind of COVID kind of slowed him down. That's what happened.
He just makes me feel so lazy, man.
Oh yeah.
All the time I'm like, dude, I should be at a garage sale. We should be at a garage sale right now. Hell, we should do the podcast while we're at the garage sale. We can talk about this, and we'll get little Hot Wheel cars, and we'll go sell them on eBay and stuff. And it's just like, I'm just lazy.
I feel it, man. And it inspires me. It gets me going. Usually when I'm watching them, I'm usually in a mode that's like I'm trying to do something, or maybe sometimes I'm just relaxing and trying to just take in some content. I found that I watch a lot of YouTube. I actually
my YouTube Premium is worth it.
Yeah, my YouTube Premium
I would drop
is worth it
Netflix
too.
Before I dropped that. I would drop HBO, cable TV. Every subscription we have, if it came down to just one,
if you had to just have one, mine would be YouTube as well.
My YouTube Premium. That's it. Period.
Yeah, I love it. And I actually was able to identify something from a client based off of data. Okay. He mentioned something in a meeting we had like 2 months ago. About she showed me an example of the type of video he was kind of looking for, and so I was editing it, and I was like, I could figure this out on my own exactly what that video was. I went to my Google Calendar, went to the exact day and time that the that the consultation meeting was.
Okay.
And then I took that day and put it into my YouTube search history because you can search by date. And then I found the video and I was like, boom.
Wait. Okay. So back up again. You found the date off of, you were trying to reverse engineer.
I was trying to remember what he was talking about. He showed me a video and I was like, I don't even remember the style he was going for. But I do remember he showed me a video during our consultation. And so I was able to use that data without even having to reach out to him.
See,
I could have sent him a message, be like, hey, what's up? Or what was that video? But I decided to just do it the fun way.
So the same way is with my iPhone. If I can't remember something, but I'll remember that I took a picture of that then, and then I'll go back and look through. Or if I'm trying to find out exactly where it was, I can look it up by location on the map and then zoom in there. And I'm like, okay, this is where it was. Okay, that's the date. That's when that was.
Yeah, because there's geodata on pictures.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've done that before too. Uh-huh. It's just I like to figure out things like that. It's just fun. I don't know. I'm excited to really try to figure out some automation stuff with Zapier and workflow plugin for Chrome, right?
Yeah.
I'm so excited about those so much that I've memorized them.
I mean, okay, so for your workflow, it's like take the content, do this, but then you dump it, right? You have to dump it in a folder. Do you organize it every single time? Do you have a program that like takes it and puts it where it needs to be?
Or I have to do that manually.
So there's a program.
Clips. I mean, it would be hard to really program that because I have to identify which clips are from which shoots sometimes.
So all I do is I put them in a big media dump folder, and then I have
dates.
A program, and it just does it by the dates. And
that's
it just puts it all through
brilliant.
Okay, so and it'll grab. It doesn't matter as long as your camera data.
Yeah.
Freaking GoPro.
Unless I have two
Why
shoots.
does GoPro always reset to 2015? Like seriously,
what happened?
My GoPro, it'll just reset to like 2015.
This
or
thing every time
whatever,
it resets. It never remembers the day and time, and I have to reset it every single time.
How do things not have a BIOS battery in them to keep that kind of information alive? I don't get it. So it's like the best.
They could even store it on the SD card too if they really wanted to.
Yeah, I don't. So it's called Photo Mover 2.5. Okay. And this is part of the last of the like you buy it and you got it stuff. It's not subscription, a little bitty cheap program. Awesome, dude. And it's like $9. And so I dump it all in that folder. I have a pre-rolls built up. I just open it up. It says scan that folder and then, send it where it needs to be. And then it grabs everything and it goes and organizes it and puts in those dates in those folders. So it's just all put where it needs to be.
I'm trying to think. I don't know if that'll quite work.
So maybe photo won't work for you, but the problem that I found was then if I would get photos from like my iPhone or another device or whatever, or videos or GoPros and all that stuff, and I'm like, I grew up, I'm a 42-year-old male in IT, and
from Texas.
I had a traumatic event where I was like an idiot. There's this program called Z-Delete, and we were testing it out, and I decided to test it on my own computer at home like an idiot, and then I accidentally deleted a directory with like all my college photos.
You told me that. You still wasn't able to get them back?
Yeah, I never know. It was done because it Z-Delete, it deletes it and then it writes over everything and it's just done. I'm like,
done.
Man. So I've been paranoid to lose everything. So now it's like I save all this data and now this massive array at home and stuff like that. I got a RAID 10
just don't ever Z-Delete.
Z-Delete's never been used since that moment ever again. But I put all in that folder and then we organize it and then at least I can go back in that date and then all the audio from everything and the videos all right there. So it's kind of
nice.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, one time when I sold an iPad that I had, in order to Z-Delete it, what I did was I just deleted everything and then I recorded a video that filled the memory. So it kind of overrid everything. And so all that extra, any kind of information, all the way until it just filled the whole memory.
Until it said no more.
And then I deleted that. And then that kind
That's one way to do it.
Rewrote everything.
Absolutely.
And, just in case, because I don't know who I was selling it to. I don't know what information they could get off of it. So I was like, let's just make sure that it's all gone.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I've always been paranoid about selling, any of my devices on the street like that, not on the street, quote unquote. You know what I mean? Just like, hey, man, you want to buy a phone?
I got a camera. I got a lens right here, dude. This thing's primo.
Yeah, it's primal. Yeah, that's good, man. So that's one way I did it, And that's cool. Like, so, yeah, man. So with this, how long have you been rebranded?
Well, it's been since about December about when we started going to that kind of pivoting moment.
Yeah.
Man, I just underestimate how much work stuff it really does. It takes a lot of work. And I was like, oh, it's really easy. I'll just delete, insulation and windows and siding. Well, no problem. But I mean, it's a lot of work to go through your WordPress site and to go update everything. And I'm just...
You could get that done in 6 hours, 6 to 12 hours.
I mean, sure. But the problem is like when we get leads in, like, we got a lot of roof leads in like Pueblo and stuff too. So we'll end up going down there because, Pueblo's like the hottest solar market around because, they're pay themselves off in savings in no time. But so then for me to go take a look...
the sun's a lot more direct there or what?
Their electricity is way more expensive.
Oh, so there's more of an incentive for that.
Yeah, they pay themselves off in savings in like 6 years, 7 years.
Okay.
So someone could be like, they spent $50,000 in solar. Well, if they spent $50,000 in solar in Pueblo or Black Hills Energy, you're going to spend probably $250,000 in the next 25 years to the utility company.
Especially because it's only gone up, like you've mentioned to me before. I don't know if we mentioned it on the podcast.
It does keep going up. I mean, Colorado Springs had a 13.5% increase, the 26% gas and stuff.
Like annually?
No, just recently. And they held off for a long time for the rates, but the bottom line is they buy their power from other sources, and the powers that be, energy prices going up. So there's no secret on why like almost everybody in Hawaii has solar, because it's at like 80 cents a kilowatt there, and
what is that? What's a good analogy?
So Pueblo and kind of the Black Hills area, they're at like 19 cents, 18 cents.
Oh, wow, that's a lot. That's a big increase.
And then Hawaii's like 80 cents, right? But almost everybody has their kind of independent power going on, so their bills are still pretty expensive, and everything's expensive in Hawaii. But in comparison, Colorado Springs, the average payoff time is about, it can vary like 8 to 12 years, really, in savings. That also depends on your financing, things like that, the pricing, what you pay, a lot of variables in there. But yeah, it's a lot of hats to wear, a lot of things to do. And I have a good team that's working with this right now. We're really setting up some good solid systems and whatnot. But ultimately, I'm just happy we're with Solarize, man. Those guys are just doing a great job and getting things out for us. And we got about 4 or 5 systems that are going to be going on in not too long. So a lot of my content's going to be that. It's going to be, hey, we got some solar going on now. Recently, it's been mainly all roofing because that's where my head's been, working with these insurance carriers and stuff. But we're still selling solar. But it takes 3 to 4 months for the permitting and all that stuff to happen. And so you're going to see some of that content coming up in not too long. So...
because you've been waiting basically since you've kind of started, so you haven't really got to be on the scene getting the content. Do you have to get do you have to talk to the customer first before you start doing any content or anything?
If there's anything specifically, if like I'm on their roof, I'm not necessarily going to say something because I'm not referencing them, and no one could tell who the heck
where the
I'm
hell
on
you're at.
Anyway,
well, some people might be able to be like the angle of the mountain is right there, so
that might be me, But if it's like a video, like what we've done some testimonial video. Man, that was so. We just finished like this beautiful like siding and window, gorgeous presentation video, and that's when we were like, we got to pivot away from that. So I remember that. Yeah. We did not end up posting that just because it was not needed, at the time. So, but that's life. Whatever. The weight's been coming off from doing all those different things, and I feel really good about the decision, but. Well, how about you? Are you going back to Vegas, or what's plans for you?
No, Philadelphia.
Philly. Okay.
Yeah. That's where I'm going next.
Okay.
Probably, yeah, in July.
And how are you?
The week after the People's Steinhaus Festival.
If people finding your podcast, website, things like that, and they're just finding your social media, and then they're just like, Andrew, get out here.
Well, that's part of it, being consistent on the content, but it's most people that have just followed me on social media, building that know, like, and trust after a few years, and some people, new people coming in and finding me too, but it's mostly just been continually to build up who I know and who knows me, and that's actually the most important part is who knows you,
Yeah, it's not what you know, but who you know.
Yeah, no, it's not even that. It's not even, it's who knows you. It's not what you know. It's not who you know. It's who knows you.
Who knows me. And that's true because I
learned that in Vegas actually just a couple days ago.
Well, what are you finding right now for so you got a lot of different mediums to post on. You have long format, medium format, short. That's where I'm all about, baby. There's short. Give me 15
seconds.
Well,
that's where it's popping right now. So, I mean, that's what I would advise,
Yeah.
When I actually am sending out like a distribution checklist for anyone who does kind of content with me is to make sure they're going on all the spots. And I have in parentheses after Reels, it's like, this one's probably the most important one. If they don't have a TikTok, because then I would say TikTok is even more important. Because even though Reels is copying a lot of the algorithm, TikTok still will be more generous with their reach that they give you,
Okay, well, let me ask you this then, because what about a company brand versus a personal brand and stuff? Because I've been seeing some of that stuff come up on my content because people feel, and I'm that person. I really thought that I should separate, the brand in between the personal and stuff.
Why not post on both? That's what Gary would say. Gary Vaynerchuk.
Yep.
He would say the personal brand build your other brand. If you focus on the personal brand, you're building your other brand. And if he says, like, if you post something to your personal brand, there's no rule in the rule book that says don't post it on your business brand either. I just typically don't because I'm already distributing it to so many places on my personal brand.
Yeah.
And I don't want to like flood flood the whole like I guess market with the same content. But I mean, it's still, why not though? I mean, it's not like, the people who see it are gonna see it, and I don't know.
Same thing. Okay, so
the algorithm may pick up on that though, duplicate content, and that's one reason why you wouldn't want to do that, I guess.
Can you post too quickly, like? Too
Never.
much rapid succession. Too much.
What's funny is I posted like four pieces of content on Facebook within like 2 hours the other day, and different people like different content. So it's like people. Some people like all the content. So it's like you're not, the algorithm won't let you annoy them like it used to.
Okay, so back on so the brand and the personal. So you're saying Gary Vee is saying like kind of post on both of them? Just go back
there's
and forth
nothing
or
against
whatever?
you. There's nothing against it,
Yeah.
But also, it's good to know too, like, what makes sense. Maybe not post everything. Maybe some things make sense more for the personal brand. My content where I'm talking about like business and stuff like that doesn't really, I think it might make sense to go on theme and visuals. But honestly, I just kind of have not left it, but on Instagram alone, I kind of don't post to it that much. I lean on the personal brand side, and that's what I focus on.
Instagram.
And with our podcast, the Instagram is pretty active. It could definitely be more active, but it's still pretty active. It's consistently active. That's the most important part.
And the other thing is they're always changing everything. So then there was different names, stories versus reels versus a regular post. Even TikTok has it now where you post it on your story instead of a, it's like, it's just.
TikTok does have the stories, yes.
They do have the story. Isn't that, they just started that not too long ago, right?
And like just recently, they allow you to see who viewed your profile, which is the most craziest piece of data.
Like creepers.
You could go to
like,
their exact. It shows a list of it within the last 30 days.
Yeah.
It shows a list of everyone that's visited your profile, and you can actually click on their account within that menu. And that is like they're just giving out data. That's crazy because they're going to force other platforms. They're testing it. Maybe it doesn't work. But there's always been a reason why Facebook or Instagram or any other social media hasn't shown that, and they've probably in the early days tested it. Maybe it just didn't benefit the viewer, but most likely it just didn't benefit them because that's valuable data that they could use.
Yeah.
Or that you could pay for.
Well, there was always the scammer things that would be like, oh, go on over here and you can see who looked at your profile, and it was like,
if they gave that data out for free, then you could just utilize that data yourself without having to use their paid advertisements or stuff like that. That's one reason why a company wouldn't want to release data like that, because that's how they make their money.
yeah, absolutely.
But TikTok has always been from the beginning, since it started, pushing the boundaries of how much reach and how much info they're giving to the public and democratizing it, essentially.
Well, okay, and the other my beef is with Facebook, man. Stop changing things, man. Every time I go in there, it's different. Like literally, I go into a group, and it was a big deal when you go into a group that you can search inside the group.
You still can.
Not everything, yeah, you can, but they switched it, so it's it's different. You got to kind of have to double check things. And sorry, I keep on getting. I'm gonna do not disturb. Turn off. Yes, somebody's just blowing me up. There you go. Okay.
You're always on the phone when I'm around you too. You're
always
right answering
there.
a call.
It's like, dude. Whoa. This business ain't no, it ain't for the lighthearted. That's for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, I literally feel guilty if I'm not working sometimes. So it's like I'm kind of in that.
I think that's a thing that entrepreneurs go through.
Yeah. So, I mean, I have to take a step back. Like, it's okay to go enjoy some time and just kind of zone out. And I've been playing a little bit more disc golf, but bringing the dogs out so they can run around and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, why do they keep changing stuff? I mean, Snapchat did it, and like Kim Kardashian and all them were just like, that's it. And they lost like a ton of followers or something because they kept on changing how everything worked. And it was just right when you get it figured out. So
I don't even use Snapchat at all. And I haven't really. I posted something a few months ago. It's like, I'm just a picture of myself, and it says, does this thing still work? I got a few responses. So, I mean, it does, obviously, but
I do the download from my TikTok, and then I'll go to Snapchat. I'll post it on there. And my Snapchat's more like, I always post cars if I see like a really sweet car. Gotcha. Like I saw like a brand new 911 50 yesterday, a Porsche Carrera. And I was like, what is that? Or if I'll see like a Lamborghini or some type of high-end, SUV or whatever. And so I'll post that because I like my cars and geek out on that stuff. But then to Snapchat and then to Facebook kind of manually on the stories in my personal line. But then I skip my business page a lot of times, and I'm getting kind of reamed out by my marketing person now. And it's like, okay, yeah, you're right.
Reamed out? What do you mean? What does that mean?
Well, just like they rated it and they said I'm getting like a D on my page right now just because they're grading me my D because
what did they grade?
Activity, like how many times I'm posting, how much interaction there is. But my biggest beef is they keep changing things all the times, and it's kind of frustrating to keep track of everything.
Yeah. Well, that's how they keep secure too. I mean, they keep changing. People will find a way to break into it and and keep people on their toes. Mm-hmm. I mean, Facebook's always been known for changing shit, and like it's just ever since I've known about it. I mean, half the time on my Android with the Galaxy 21 Note app specifically. Facebook, my notifications don't even work. Like I can't even load them.
Yeah, I got a message on my Red Oak page. I was trying to find it. Someone sent Red Oak a message. I could not find it. I was going through my messenger and stuff. And I eventually got to it, but it was like I was looking for like 5 minutes, poking around, and it was like a notification that popped up. And if that hadn't popped up, it was like, how the heck am I supposed to get to this thing? So, well. First world problems, right? Just like complaining over here. My life is so horrible over here because I can't figure out my social media.
No, you're just saying that some of the things you don't like about Facebook that they changed a lot, but that's life, man. No, I'm just kidding.
It is. But if it weren't for TikTok, though, man, I was just dreading because Instagram and Facebook, it was like just kind of over it a little bit. But the TikTok stuff, man, it's just fun. It's glorifies like all the mundane and the boring stuff, and it's kind of opposite of Instagram, which I just love.
Yeah, I mean, I like being on all of them, and there's certain things that I get out of each one that I don't get out of somewhere else. And as someone who is in business and does content creation for business, it's good for me to know these things.
You've been putting a lot of like how to do this and stuff like that, how to do, just tips and tricks and stuff like that.
I was doing some tip stuff, and now I'm more doing just like life stuff. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I'm just everywhere. So maybe I'll niche down into something else. And I was actually looking at the different kinds of niches, and which ones pay the most with YouTube advertisements, because there's different advertisers for different niches that have more competition, therefore the CPM's higher. So it's like if you're doing a finance channel on YouTube that has like the most CPM, like they get like $13 CPM, you know, like every 1,000 views.
CPM?
Yeah.
Or cost per...
Cost per like a Latin word that means 1,000.
Okay.
It starts with the M though.
Okay.
Or I think it's a Latin word, but
well, there's that like kind of abundance mentality, right? And it's okay to let people know things. Like I said, we were going to make a video on like how to do our process and whatnot. And I've had people who are like, well, don't tell them everything, you can't. And it's like, why? Like Gary Vee said it, he's like, I can tell people right now to go out and slang right now, and 99% of everyone and higher than that ain't going to do it.
You could give the exact strategy,
Yep.
And he does. But also, I mean, yeah, it just makes sense because it's who knows you. That's how you get more people to know you.
It's a volume game.
Yeah,
right?
It really is. Yeah.
Keep putting it out there, long or short or whatever, and having fun. Let's just keep having fun too.
Yeah, I like having fun doing it, and I'm going to focus pretty much a lot of my energy on building my own personal content and this podcast. And I believe this podcast has the potential to be one of my top revenue streams. So I'm really excited about it because
what episode number is this again?
159. So 159. We already have a backlog. We already have like a foundation that's really strong. Yeah. And it's only getting better, and I'm going to Joe Rogan this shit.
Let's go. Yeah. No, this is it's a lot of work. I mean, you're putting it in there, and it's just been consistent. And it's been bi-week or bi-monthly now, or is it?
We aim for weekly.
Okay.
We aim for weekly, but I want to increase that. But right now, currently, it's about 2 to 3 times a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, dude, you're cranking it. And how far are you booked out right now?
A couple months, yeah.
Okay.
We have the newest ones, I think, is in June, the end of June. And there's only one slot available on that. Okay. And we're thinking, I just had someone reach out to me this morning saying that they want to pay to come on the show. And so we might offer a package where if it's free to come on the show, but you may have to wait a few months. But if you want to pay, then we can expedite that within like 2 weeks or something like that. Okay. And I think that would be another cool thing. And also, if you become a sponsor, we'll expedite your episode too if you haven't already had an episode. Okay. So if someone becomes a sponsor, people who are sponsoring the show, they have more pull, I guess, for coming on the show. Okay. Which only makes sense, I think. Yeah, no. We like to treat our sponsors well.
That makes sense.
You were a sponsor of the show once.
I was. Yeah. Way back in the day.
Yeah.
But I know we're doing so. We're helping on the board with the Heartland Connect golf tournament.
Nice.
And that is, I should know the date exactly.
Yeah, when is that?
It's Tri-Lakes Cares. Heartland Connect is putting it on, and Tri-Lakes Cares is getting the, a big check to help out. They help out families in need that really are in a tough spot.
When's the next Heartland Connect? Just in case anyone who's watching this may want to know when to go. I think it's like the second Tuesday, right?
It's you're probably right, but I'm gonna make sure real quick. Heartland.
Maybe third Tuesday, maybe Thursday. No, it's a Tuesday. It's definitely a Tuesday, right?
May 10th.
May 10th
is the next one.
Is that a Tuesday?
That is it doesn't say right there, but I bet it is. It's Tuesday. Yep, 5:30 to 6:30 at Overdrive.
Always at Overdrive. Well, so far it has been for a while.
And then it's August 15th is the actual the golf tournament at Pine Creek Golf Course and stuff. So.
And is this like a charity thing?
Yeah, it's for Heartland Connect. Steve Fisher over there is helping put it on with. It's really like a fundraiser for Tri-Lakes Cares. And what
do they do?
Tri-Lakes Cares. They help out families in need and stuff. They're a nonprofit and stuff, and we're gonna have a raffle and stuff. And I was actually just at the Broadmoor yesterday, getting them to donate, hopefully a round in a couple nights and stuff.
Nice.
Which is like $1,000. Yeah. So that's one of the prizes we'll end up giving away. But we're gonna have dozens and dozens of prizes to give out, and it's really grown from a small kind of thing to really going in the right direction. I got to give props for Steve hanging in there and doing his thing.
Yeah, he's been consistent with it too. I mean,
Absolutely.
even like mid-COVID, they finally did one like somewhere around like November, maybe 2020, after not doing it for months.
Yep.
And even that one had like 50 to 100 people there.
Once they busted out for Heartland Connect?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, there was like, I was like, dude, people just wanted to get out and stuff. And some people were in their mask and stuff and, you know, doing their thing. But you could tell, I mean, people are just...
Right now, like within the last week or so, I was at Fat Soli's the other day at Atomic Cowboy, and they just brought back their paper menus. And like last week, airplanes don't require masks anymore, just starting last week. So it's like we're really like at the final stages, completely like out of the water, I think, for the most part. So
I think for the most part, yeah, absolutely. We just... keep on keeping on and
okay, Joe Dirt.
Yeah. There you go. That's my dad named you, Joe Dirt.
Did you have a mullet back in the 90s?
Oh man, when I grew my hair out like a couple of years ago, I should have gone with that mullet towards the end before I shaved it off.
You had something going on similar to a mullet.
Yeah, it was pretty long, but I just needed to cut those sides and really go down for it. Yeah, maybe that's my next move.
Yeah, dude.
Mullet style.
Mullets are back in style, dude, with the kids. Did you know that?
Hey, who's gonna trust a roofer with a mullet, man? You know,
everyone.
Like, that's it. You know?
Well, all right, man. Let's start wrapping this up. Anything else you'd like to let people know about what you got going on, or just anything else in general?
We're gonna say, you know, the next 5 people to do a solar system with us, Red Oak Roof plus solar. We will actually do first 6 months payments on us. And that really happens, you know, after they get installed. That payment's really kind of due after it's installed. So it really pushes payments out for like 10 to 12 months or something. So really it's like no payments, 12 months.
Nice.
But technically for 6 months when they're actually due. So we'll do that. And we can really sweeten the pot too if you end up needing a roof because of storm damage and whatnot. We can package it all together. And then you get that tax, ITC tax credit on all of it as a package stuff. But nice. Yeah, that's about it. I'm just going to keep working hard. Ready, you know, we're preparing for hail and rising electric bills. That's what we're doing here in Colorado Springs. It's not if, but when. We'll probably get clobbered, you know, not too long. So yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, sweet. Well, this has been a great episode of the COS Business Podcast, and we'll see you guys on the next one.